Feeney. Shock. Healy. Moore.
This time last year, young Michael Healy was captain of the Galway minor team. A colleague was Eugene Cloonan, who completed his leaving cert only a couple of weeks ago. The father figure to the team now is Joe Cooney. Down the corridor in the Roscommon dressing room, manager Michael Kelly was addressing his troops with the passion of a Farrell, a Griffin or a Loughnane, and knowing what he was up against, especially when faced with men of the calibre of Clooney, a player of vast experience.
Joe Cooney has it up there in the head, lads. And when Joe Cooney gets that ball today, I'll guarantee you there'll be two Galway men running for the ball, running off him. Joe Cooney might be looking one into the field, but he's going to know there's a man on his left, a man on his right. He doesn't have to turn anymore. Christy Ring had the same style of hurling years ago, lads. You never saw Christy Ring. Some of you might have never heard of him, lads. But the thing about it, Joe Cooney doesn't have to look. He knows that when he grabs the ball in his hand, there's going to be a man here and a man here.
Roscommon clearly had the best of intentions, but they fielded without no fewer than 6 of their panel through injury, including 2 of their very best players, Adrian Kelly and Mickey Coniff, and it was all Galway right from the start. Alan Kearns was the corner forward denied there, but when Joe Rabbite got possession, he was heavily fouled by fullback Pádraig Feeney. The first free of the game brought the first scoring chance, and it fell to young Eugene Cloonan, who made no mistake from easy range. And Galway were off the mark. Galway were soon 4 up, but at long last Roscommon got a chance, and from midfield over went the first of their 4 first-half points. It was a temporary respite, however. Joe McGrath, restored to the centre-half forward position after an absence of a couple of years, was in sharp form from play, and he sent over a good point. Then Eugene Cloonan with a sideline cut, which broke to Vinnie Marr, who'd earlier got a point from play. That was his second, smartly doubled on from the break of Cloonan's sideline cut. Then Roscommon got another point to boost their hopes. Big Colm Kelly, the centre-half forward, caught well, made a good turn to the right and sent over, though under pressure from 2 Galway defenders. It was now 6 points to 2 in Galway's favour. Eugene Cloonan then had a free, but back came Roscommon, and Brendan Boyle showed delightful skill in sending a sideline cut all the way over the bar. However, Galway quickly reasserted their superiority. Cathal Moore with a good catch, a run, and a well-placed delivery to Alan Kearns, who fired home the first of his 3 goals. He would also chip in 2 points for a splendid tally of 3-2, all from play. Indeed, the Galway forwards were in flying form. There goes Vinnie Marr raiding from midfield. He couldn't complete that move with a score for himself, but when the ball broke on the wing, it was Justin Campbell who showed great pace, good presence of mind, good close control, and a nice finishing style. 1-11 to Galway, 4 points to Roscommon at that stage, and already the game was going right away from Roscommon. Alan Kearns then had his 2nd goal, and here's how he got his 3rd. Justin Campbell and Joe Rabbite involved. The Roscommon defence failed to clear. Kearns pounced. Goal number 3, that one the easiest. Yet another free by Eugene Cloonan pushed the Galway tally along, and at half-time it stood at 3-15 to 4 points. Roscommon knew they'd be playing the second half only for pride. Captain Joe Cooney set up Galway's 4th goal. It was finished to the net by Joe Rabbite, but sadly that would be Joe's last contribution to the Connacht Championship win. Now watch closely what happens here as the ball drops. Down went Joe Rabbite. The Roscommon player involved was Pádraig Feeney. It was immediately evident that this was a very serious injury, and Limerick referee Pat O'Connor was right on the spot. It would lead to a hold-up of just over 10 minutes, and there was considerable concern among all involved, but particularly in the Galway camp. And before Joe Rabbite could receive further treatment, fullback Pádraig Feeney was sent to the line. A second look at this extraordinary incident will show exactly what happened and the outcome. And then a remarkable sight in a sporting contest. Play held up while the ambulance was driven downfield to collect the injured Joe Rabbite, who by now had been placed on a stretcher and was ready to be taken to hospital. There was no doubt about the seriousness of the injury, and no doubt either about the devastating effect that it had on the Roscommon fullback Pádraig Feeney, dismissed from the field of play. Everything after that was merely of academic interest, but Galway did get 2 more goals. Eugene Cloonan with the first one, and sub Francis Ford with the second. From a cross by Alan Kearns, the final score on a sad night for hurling was Galway 6-24, Roscommon 5 points.
Yes, big win for Galway there. They now go into the draw for those All-Ireland quarter-finals, that draw to be made here on the programme later on. Now, at the same time, that was a terrible-looking injury to Joe Rabbite. Joe was detained overnight in Roscommon County Hospital, but released this afternoon, though still a little bit the worse for the wear. Cyril Farrell, Galway manager, will talk to you about that incident in just a moment. Generally about the match, big win for you, as I said. What does it tell you about yourselves?
Well, not that much really. Like, it's a Connacht final we had to play. First 15 minutes.
Paul Sheehan